Deep in the forest by the small Kirkcudbrightshire town of Dalbeattie is one of the 7 stains which make up the world-renowned Seven Stains mountain biking trails throughout southern Scotland. This huge piece of granite upon which is etched a map of the world, and the name Dalbeattie, celebrates the fact that the town was once at the heart of southwest Scotland's granite industry. Granite from here was used in the construction of many famous landmarks, including the base of Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia. In its heyday, the industry employed around 400 people. Dalbeattie is literally the town that granite built. Virtually nobody living here works in the granite industry today. Although the large Craignair quarry still visible to the west of Dalbeattie is still operational, it employs just 4 people supplying mainly crushed aggregate for road making. But the origins of the granite industry here began in the early 1800s, when Dalbeattie, a mere hamlet, grew rapidly to accommodate the new burgeoning industry. A granite works was opened in the town's Craignair Street in 1820. The name Dalbeattie is Gaelic in origin, meaning Valley of the Silver Birch, as birch trees were once a common feature locally. The formal beginnings of Dalbeattie originate in 1781, when George Maxwell of Munchies and Alexander Copeland of Colliston decided to encourage the development of the town by fewing their property. The Maxwells owned the land on the north side of the burn, and the Copelands owned the land on the south side. Dalbeattie and granite are synonymous, as can be seen from many of its buildings, including the original rows of granite cottages built for the workers and the town hall itself. In the early years, quarrying for Dalbeattie granite came about when the Mersey Harbour Board in Liverpool needed stone for Liverpool docks. But they only remained in the town for around 12 years when they moved on to Creetown in Wigtownshire, about 30 miles along the coast. The harbour conditions were better in Creetown than trying to take boats in and out of the River Ur. But this did not end the fledgling local industry, as Dalbeattie granite went on to be used in many locations worldwide, as Ian Wilson, chairman of Dalbeattie Museum, explains.
Dalbeattie granite's been used in many locations around the world, from Edison Lighthouse in the south of England to the base of Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia, and lots of places in between. More locally, the streets of Dalbeattie are made of granite cobbles, and a lot of buildings in the town, including the town hall, are made out of local granite. Slightly further afield, Glasgow, Manchester, Liverpool, the streets there are also made out of Dalbeattie granite sets, and the King George V Bridge in Glasgow is faced in Dalbeattie granite.
Dalbeattie granite has also been used in the Embankment in London and Valletta Harbour in Malta. The art of polishing granite was also developed in Dalbeattie, as Ronnie Murray, a trustee at Dalbeattie Museum, explains.
The polishing of granite started in the town, and it was the first place in the world to polish granite. It was done with carborundum. The stone was laid flat, and there was a machine that went across the granite with carborundum discs that revolved, and it just went from heavy carborundum to light carborundum right down, and it took them quite a few hours to do it, maybe a couple of days at times, depending on the size of the stone they were doing. And then after that, everybody began to know about polished granite, and it went all over the world after that.
Carborundum is a very fine powder, something like emery, but cleaner, sharper and brighter in appearance. The first attempt to polish granite was made in 1834, and it became popular around the world for plaques, memorial stones and monuments. The prosperity of Dalbeattie depended on the granite trade, as can be seen by the huge hole in the face of Craignair Hill, which is today less visible thanks to the trees that surround it. But it was not all plain sailing for the industry, which had its troughs as well as its peaks, as Ian Wilson explains.
The heyday of the industry was in the mid-1800s, when there was up to 400 people working between the various quarries and the stone works where they did the polishing of stone and make monuments and making the sets for the roads. There was many ups and downs over the years though. One of the companies went bust in the late 1800s. Actually, they'd been in existence for a number of years and only ever made 1 year of profit. And at that time, a lot of people in the town left. They actually had to emigrate mainly to America, because there was a quarry working in Rhode Island, which was also owned by the Newell family that owned Craignair, and so a lot of the people worked out there. By the 1870s or so, 10% of the population of the town in Rhode Island were from Scotland. The one irony they have, though, is as they were leaving on the boat to go to America, if they were leaving from Liverpool or Greenock, the quayside that they were stepping off when they left their native land was made of Dalbeattie granite.
The larger granite stones blasted with high explosives from the hillside at Craignair was used mostly for architectural and monumental purposes. Smaller stone was used for making granite sets for street paving. Prior to the introduction of crushing mills, men were employed to collect the set makers' chips. Crushed aggregate is still produced at Craignair Quarry for use as compacted hardcore for road making. Prior to the construction of the mill at Craignair Quarry in 1898, which was capable of turning out 300 tonnes of crushed granite a day, an ever-increasing mountain of waste granite had been accumulating, amounting to an estimated 1 million tonnes. But it was soon realised that there was also a demand for this waste stone, and today, the production of crushed granite rather than the large granite sets is all that remains of this once important industry in the town. Much of the crushed aggregate was delivered to the town's railway station for onward shipment by train by means of an aerial ropeway. This continued until the closure of the railway in 1965. Today, all that remains of the old ropeway is this stone abutment on the A745 Castle Douglas Road. And the only clue left of the existence of the railway is this road sign leading to a new housing estate where the old station yard was once located. At the industry's peak, there were several quarries in the area, says Ian Wilson.
Around the town over the years there have been many quarries, varying from very small to the main one at Craignair, which was where most people were employed. There was a number in the town wood behind the town, Spy Craig, Howlett, There's some up in Auchinennis up that area, and some down the River Are, where Oldland Quarry was where the granite went to do the London Embankment.
Today, the main employment in the town is in the hospitality, farming and forestry sectors, with a large sawmill and a forestry machinery business located here. But to locals, Dalbeattie will always be known as the Granite Town. For more information about Dalbeattie Museum, visit their website, dalbeattiemuseum.co.uk. To find out more about other films from the Scotland Channel, visit our website at thescotlandchannel.tv. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@thescotlandchannel. Hit that notification bell for more great content about Scotland on the Scotland Channel.